Welcome to Mic Check. Today on Mic Check, we are talking how in heterosexual relationships, most women who are in heterosexual relationships, they crave intimacy and emotional support. So, today I'm with Mercy, Neo, and Angela. So, Neo, mostly when the word intimacy is mentioned, and it be men most of the time, we be thinking sex.
Yeah, obviously.
Right.
But why are you putting it on men though? Why are you putting it on men?
Okay, but most people be thinking sex.
Yes,
right?
definitely.
Yeah.
So I wanna know. I'm not gonna say ladies first because I'm gonna ask you. Do you think that men know or understand what women crave for in the relationship? The kind of intimacy that women crave for.
I would say, nah, we don't. We totally lost, you know. We were never taught about these things. So now we're in an era of just trial and error and trying to figure things out. And I think it takes two to understand whatever that we're doing.
Definitely.
And you should be doing your own research if you want to do things right. And yeah, so that's my answer.
That makes sense.
Do you think? Do you think that also your previous experiences as a person, did they also play a role on how you tend to neglect intimacy in the current relationship? Or
I would say I did go out of my way to do some research to understand the female body and everything. But hence I'm saying, I also need you to assist me in what you like and what you don't.
That's true.
Because intimacy has to go both ways, I believe. It can't be, I have to understand everything. I have to come with condoms. I have to do the foreplay. And you just there. Come on, guys.
But I feel like pillow princess.
Oh, well.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah,
But I
exactly.
feel like right now we're actually focusing on the physical parts of intimacy. Like when you must understand the physics. Like
let's talk about
intimacy.
how many types of intimacy are there?
There's 5 if I'm not mistaken. But when we don't pay attention to like 2, so we pay attention to like the physical parts, the emotional parts, and the social part. Basically, like intimacy goes beyond just having sex and all that. It's closeness, basically.
Yeah.
Like how close you are with a person. You understand? My closeness to you is not the same as my closeness to her or to her.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's intimacy, all of that. So right now, we're talking about, what are we talking about? The physical part, basically. How women crave the physical intimacy.
But at the same time, you could also include how women crave verbal intimacy, like your words of affirmation,
conversational intimacy.
like put your phone down. I want you to talk to me, stuff like that. You get.
But those are things that you have to communicate once you're in a relationship. I mean, like, hence I'm saying it all leads down to communication, you see. Because obviously, men and women are 2 different types of things. Women are emotional, men are more muscular. We don't express our emotions because when we express our emotions, sometimes women tend to use those emotions against us. And that's something that you should be speaking about, you know.
Being triggered.
Exactly. I'm speaking from experience, man. You'll be open to a person telling them, this is what I've been through, this is who I've been through. And they would feel that, nah, you still love that person. I'm like, I'm with you right now. And I'm trying my level best to please you on all levels. So yeah, let's just look at that also.
And you think, like Messi said, that my closeness to you is
Different,
not
yeah.
the same. Is different. So, do you think that also men, men are told not to be vulnerable? Men are told not to be vulnerable. Do you think that that's also the case, that it plays a role on how men tends to be not so emotional beings?
Yeah, exactly.
And that also, I think people tend to use what they think is right based on their previous experiences on another person. It's not like how I related to Angela. It's not going to be the same on how I relate to you.
Yes.
What I was doing with Angela or what she was okay with does not mean it's going to be okay with you.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So do you think that people don't pay attention as to listen to your person, learn to understand what they want, what they need from you, that you could be able to be there for them?
Yeah. It's also a lot of that. Like, we truly don't understand each other. I mean, like, hence I'm saying, if you won't communicate, I can't read your feelings. And besides, a boy child and a girl child were raised differently. Men are taught not to be vulnerable. No, the girl child is given all the attention, all the affection, all the love. They are told that they are beautiful. We crave that also as men. We don't get that, So it's something else, really.
It opens up a whole different kind of...
So it also...
Yes.
So it's also a matter of like your childhood, how you were brought up. But it's also it all leads to that past relationship and all of that.
Because can I add on to what he's saying?
Yes.
I feel like with intimacy in a relationship, be it for a man or a woman, it takes time and consistency. Like the investment that you're willing to put into actually understanding what this person receives love this way. Understand? And I have to make sure I give it to them that way. Understand? I can't just say, okay, Angela loves me just calling after like 3 hours, and I want to just apply the same thing to somebody else. Understand? Some people are clingy, some are not. Understand? So it's a matter of actually starting at the root, learning who this person is, what they like, what they want, and actually trying to
Understand them.
give that to them, basically. Understand? Because you may not fully understand or like love the person the way that they really want to, but at least if majority is there, you know when you're doing something. Understand? So it goes back to like learning people.
Exactly, because like if you learn someone, like you fully learn someone, you'll know what they love, and love languages come into play, right?
Exactly.
So, for example, if Mercy is a physical touch person and Neil isn't, that's the different type of intimacy, you know.
Yes.
So I can't be touching Neil knowing fully well that he doesn't like
He's
to be
uncomfortable with
He's
that.
uncomfortable with that. So I have to learn that Neil is a person who loves gifts, for example, not touch, and I have to know that is his form of intimacy. So I think that's what men have to put into play. Like whenever they go into a new relationship, they have to be like, okay, let me understand this new woman, this new girl, this is what she wants. She loves words of affirmation. She loves physical touch, and I have to forget what the other girl liked, basically.
But I feel like you also have to stray away from it being the man's responsibility.
Exactly, it should be both parties.
Both parties as well, because the female must know that my man likes this.
Exactly.
You know.
But another thing, I think we go into new relationship with past traumas, childhood traumas, and that's why sometimes we tend to like tolerate the other person even if they're not treating you right. I think once we solve that, once you start loving yourself more, to say that, you know what, if this person starts doing this, it's a red off. It's a red flag. It's a red flag. It's thinking I'm going to protect my peace. And also, another thing, you should be able to tell your man, well, you know what, babes, I don't like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's either you stop it or I'm out of this relationship. Other than holding things and crying about them at night, and you turn and say that, you know what, my partner is not supportive of me. Because I'm thinking you're okay, can't you're not okay with something, is it? You're dealing with it on your own. Only to find out when we're fighting that, hey, No.
Receipts.
No.
Receipts.
Bro.
Receipts. I think that's where the joke came from. The come into the relationship also healy shiggy.
Exactly.
Be healed, because I'm not about to heal you, you know, from
Yeah,
your past
absolutely.
traumas. Yeah.
Let's talk about Amajita.
Mm-hmm.
I observe this a lot. When they are together, they be like, "Hey, bro, I'm going to look at attention. You
Yeah.
do you think that also, like, Amajita tends to be toxic to one another when it comes to relationship advices?
Yeah, we are toxic, Shem. We are very toxic, Shem. We are very toxic to each other. Because obviously, you'll be doing something for your partner, and you have Mugai. Mugai has been had.
Yeah.
Yeah? He
Yeah.
was doing the same thing, and it didn't work
Yeah.
for him. So this way, you get the good boys and the bad boys, and unfortunately, the good boys finish less, and the bad boys attract more women. You know, but it's the good guy that can keep a woman because he knows what a woman wants. But they are not attractive. They are not attracted to him, actually. Meaning, the bad boy can just get any woman into his bedroom. But when another good guy, Shem, it's
Hey,
a problem. You are a turn off. Even if even when you're in a relationship, you are a good guy.
What are the traits?
Come on, the
How
traits
do I
are
see
there.
that you are a good guy?
But that's
I
the
mean,
thing. Women
yeah.
have their own traits. So I wouldn't know. Like, for example,
No, but like, there's one thing that I've realized enough from having female friends and being in other relationships is that women like guys that are toxic.
I'm not gonna lie.
Like, who'll be like, Kibata, like growing up, I used to want to date a gangster. Like, what the fuck? I want someone who would choke me. I'm like, yeah, choke you. Like, are you like for real? And when I church boy, you come
left the blue
wapora.
tickets, shame.
Show me
You left the blue
wapora.
tickets.
Mary's good, shem. Mara wapora. Like,
you
ha.
left the blue tickets.
It reminds me.
Exactly. You like people who are toxic.
Give preference.
It actually reminds me of this other time I was walking to high school and my school teacher gave me left, right? So he was listening to radio, and on there they were talking about how women are actually more prone to stay with an abusive man
Exactly.
than actually stay with a boring dude. Like, a woman would rather suffer through abuse, being beaten to a pulp,
Doesn't matter.
rather than staying with a boring man. And to be honest, guys, men who are just like, who don't have, guys, wow.
So what are this way, Manji, we tend to turn with the avatar. Me being a good guy, it's not working on my side. So Moana gets to the thing that a fuckboy is doing on the other side. Let me just play with women, that's one. Because of it's not working. I was buying gifts. I was doing everything. I was ticking all the boxes. I was buying giant teddy bears, but it didn't work out for me.
Now you're becoming a toxic king.
Exactly. So you see, also women have some type of impact on how a man will behave. And hence I'm saying, when I want to understand, like, okay, sharp, I think I was ticking all the boxes. What went wrong? What made you to actually do that? Like 2019, I'm like, we're in 2020, dude. We're in 2022 right now. It's been 3 years in telling me about 2019. Haven't I proved myself that actually I'm in it for it? Because at first, obviously, we're starting a relationship, you're not sure about the other person. They are not sure. They can't even communicate that with you. Right? And I'm in this relationship. Anything can happen. I'm fine. I'm sure. I'm not sure.
It's not sure.
It's not there. 10 past 4 can happen anytime. Anyway. So, obviously, you're building a relationship on such weak, what do you call it, foundations.
Yes.
How is it going to work? Imagine I'm in a relationship with you telling me, you know what, I am not sure about you. Okay.
Don't you think that's because there is I think with any relationship, when the emotional aspect is so well built, that relationship can survive most things. Right. So don't you think people tend to rather focus on other aspects rather than being emotionally involved and, you know, bound. Yeah. And then we tend to rush into things, you know, too much too soon, and then jiggy 10 past 4.
Yeah.
The thing is that we're going for trends, now.
You don't want to be single.
Now you want to hold flowers with 100
No
rands.
one wants to be
Yeah.
single.
Exactly. So we end up using each other in a way. And so we end up using each other in a way because there was no emotions from the beginning.
An emotional bond cannot just build overnight.
Exactly.
It takes time and consistency.
And
It's like building a house. It takes time. You need a foundation.
And we must understand that obviously we are human beings. There will always be mistakes. There will always be. And we must learn to forgive each other. I think that's the best thing we can also do.
Yeah.
To trust your partner and forgive each other. I think once you have reached that maybe level, you should be able to know, right, like, so, okay, I know, like,